You're weird. You're weird. You're very weird. You're very fucking weird.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I know I've been a little bit behind on giving you guys your libtard videos. I've only put out, I think it's 2 in the last week. That is a little bit slipping for me. I usually like to put out like at least 4. So I am back with one for you guys tonight. I've been a little sidetracked working on another project for another video upcoming. Aside from like the Harry system one I did yesterday. What I've been really getting into, I mentioned it, I believe, 2 videos ago, the whole leaving Maga, hashtag leaving Maga, the FAFO season videos. I explained to you guys that I found a couple of YouTube channels that claim to have these videos, and I've got an interesting video coming up for you guys pretty shortly. I'm going on a little mission to debunk them. I actually do have one clip of these style of videos that I will be showing you guys later on in this video. But in the meantime, let's get back to your guys' usual scheduled programming of libtardness. We are doing Whining Liberal Men Part 12, guys. Let's get into it.
And you've done it, Republicans. In one fell swoop, you fucking pushed my mental health over the fucking line. Now...
Kamala Harris is so hot. You didn't want the hottest person representing the United States? You didn't want her in gowns, walking through into NATO, serving face? The hair? The body? I'll say it. The body? You looked at the two of them side by side and you said, I'll take him? Flabby McGee? No offense?
Just real quick here. I mean, should you really be basing the leader of your country just off of looks and not policy? But more disturbing and more scary, it's just how he starts off. Kamala Harris is just so hot. Seriously?
I will never, ever, ever forgive the people in the United States who voted for Donald Trump in the 2024 election. You are the most profoundly dumb, gullible, selfish, racist, misogynistic population segment that this country has ever been saddled with. And I will treat every single one of you as such every single day for the rest of my life. You are disgusting people for what you did to this country.
Can Republicans just finally admit, the ones that are doubling down and defending Donald Trump, can you just finally say the quiet part out loud? Just admit that you're racist. Admit that you're homophobic. Admit that you're transphobic. Just, can you finally admit it? Please? Like, this is getting annoying. Just say the quiet part out loud. We already know. Anytime that a person of color uses our legal system to protect themselves, you guys all get upset. They have the same constitutional rights as everybody else. All of these things that you're taking away doesn't make us equal. It just creates possibilities for discrimination to be legal. It takes away opportunities from minority groups. So can you finally just admit that you just don't like anybody else other than white people? Can you just admit that you hate every other person who isn't white in our country? Please, finally admit it. Just admit it. We already know.
There truly is no manly men on the left, is there? I've went through, you guys have seen with all the videos that I've put out, there's so many, and I don't handpick them like this intentionally. This just happens to be the males of the left that decide to get in front of a camera and bitch about everything that the Republicans do. They're always like this, even though visually he doesn't look like it, but I mean, he totally just sounds like it. Every damn single time. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't got anything against gay people. I really don't. But how come it seems like the majority of men on the left just happen to lean that way? It really doesn't make sense. But to his point, what he's talking about here, the racism thing. How on earth can a liberal not see just how racist the Democrat Party is? They use black people like tokens. They totally do. There's no denying that whatsoever. I don't like to label DEI hires as black people or brown people. I really don't. What pisses me off, it doesn't matter if it's a white person. If you're not qualified for the job, if you're doing a shitty job, you're a DEI hire. Sorry. And if anything, in the past few years, it really seems like, yeah, there is racism, but it's racism towards, racism towards the white people. How can these liberals keep pointing the finger at Donald Trump, saying he's a racist, when there's actually a lot more evidence that's still out there? You can still find it on the internet if you know how to dig well enough, proving just how racist Joe Biden was when he was more, young and actually not senile as of yet. You can't really find much about Trump to actually prove the racist claims that they make, but there's a whole bunch you could dig up on Joe Biden.
So basically, I fucking had it. I cannot deal with you fucking racist bigots any fucking more.
Hey, I've never done this before. America, just wanted to share that. Fuck yeah. World sucks right now. To save the motherfucking day, yeah, America. Fuck yeah. Freedom is my fear. My biggest fear is that I will no longer have the validity to recognize that I'm a married man to my life. Fuck yeah, America. So scared.
In Canada, since Trump said he's still gonna put tariffs out on y'all, I need y'all to keep y'all motherfucking word and shut the lights out in this motherfucker. Do you hear me? Keep your fucking word. Shut these lights the fuck off. Shut them off. We'll be okay. Y'all, stop letting this man scare y'all. Shut these motherfuckers off. Show Trump who Big Daddy is, bitch.
This is a federal crime that is going to kill millions of people around the world. It doesn't matter. Just so you know, he's allowed to tweet federal crimes that are going to kill millions of people around the world. And it doesn't matter. Get used to this. This is who we are now. This is what America is. As the stock market crashes, as planes fall from the sky, and the richest man in the world spends the weekend with a dozen incels with illegal computer servers that are hacking and ripping apart the United States federal government and destroying USAID, a program that gave food and medicine to millions of people around the world. Just so you know, he's allowed to do this because the president is a convicted felon.
In that Harry System video that I put out, I explained a couple of things that is actually kind of relevant to this clip here. It must be so much easier to be a left-leaning social media influencer. You just got to get in front of a camera and just completely either be ignorant and not know what you're talking about, just keep spreading misinformation, as they call it, or just directly get up and bullshit and just try and get clicks, views, and money. It is not USAID, it's USAID. The USAID was a nice cover-up for that NGO organization, whatever the hell it is. Now, I don't know if he's just this Pearl Mania. I don't know if he's just your typical Democrat shill, left-leaning shill, or if he is just a dingbat and doesn't really know what he's talking about. But he really is convinced or trying to convince at least his followers, that U.S. aid, as he calls it, is the fact that it's being closed down right now is going to be depriving millions of people of needed food and medicine. Now, Donald Trump did make it very clear that under USAID there was some good things, and those good things are going to start coming up and running again. There's, I think, 93% of it is what some people have broken down to, because you can actually look into, I think it's, what's that site called? USA Spending, or, oh man, I was just on it the other day. And when you type in USAID on that site, you can see all these, what they call awards going out, how much money is involved in this. And about 93% of the funds that go out never actually make it there. It's getting circled. It goes from USAID to an NGO and somehow right back to the Democrat Party. It's complete fraud. As I stated yesterday, crime of the century is what we're watching unfold. Any social media influencer that sticks up for USAID is crooked as hell or dumb as a doornail. One of the two.
So I was reflecting and thinking about January 6th. Is the time again from the other side. Here we come.
It makes me upset that we're losing our country, this country that I love, okay? We're losing this country to a combination of the people from Idiocracy and the combination of people from fucking Handmaid's Tale, right? Like, I don't understand. Like, it's so gross, dude, that you are so willing to fucking fuck over minorities, okay? So that, you can get oppressed by billionaires, right? They can take away your minimum wage and that's going to fix everything. Like, what are you talking about? Oh, tariffs worked in the 1800s before we had income tax. Like, yeah, okay. I don't want to live in the 1800s. I want to live now, okay? All the successful countries use income tax. None of them use tariffs, all right? That's it. That's the end of it, right? If any of us, even you guys who have just insulted your intelligence for 3 minutes straight, even if you went back to the 1800s, you would be a genius. You would be like the Michael Jordan of fucking Nobel Prizes. Okay, that's how much dumber people were back then than they are now.
A student asked me if I voted for Donald Trump. I'm a middle school teacher, so I wanted to make sure that I was really careful with my answer and that I handled this delicately. And I think I handled it pretty well. So here's my story of how I answered this question. I said, hell no, I didn't vote for that man. And I explained how a teacher can care about all of their students and vote for that man is paradoxical at the very least. I can't fathom a teacher saying that they care about trans students, saying that they care about their immigrant students, and then supporting that administration. Come to think of it, I don't think that they care about their trans students or their immigrant students. They don't. So I think I handled the response well. What do you think? It was delicate, sensitive, and it answered the question. Let's be honest. If you're a teacher who voted for Donald Trump, please just lie and tell the students that you didn't. If one of your students even has an inkling that you voted for that man, they no longer feel safe in your classroom. Or better yet, quit. Because if you support a man that denies the very existence of human beings, you shouldn't be in the job anyway.
Right off the bat, I can easily say this guy should not be teaching. He should not be teaching any classroom. If he's stating, if you voted for Trump, just do me a favor and lie to your students. You know, they're not going to feel safe if they find out that you voted for Trump. I'm willing to bet that leading up to the election, he spoke about the election quite a bit to his classroom and explained to his classroom just how bad of a person Donald Trump is, and that Donald Trump is racist, and that Donald Trump is completely against the transgender community. And that's why his classroom wouldn't feel safe, because he's fear-mongered them. And coincidentally, it does really seem like majority of teachers, even here in Canada, are liberal. The schools were all way too quick to happily follow along with this crazy woke ideology. I have a friend whose son was at the time, I think 7, excuse me. And in school, they were trying to make like a switcheroo day on Fridays. It's okay for the boys to come in dressed like girls, and it's okay for the girls to come in dressed like boys. And his son came home to him, even confused at one point, asking like, Dad, am I gay? Like, I don't understand what's going on at school. Thankfully, my buddy, he's got a big set on him, I guess you can say. He didn't really care that he was outnumbered when he went to the school. He went to the school and he ripped the teacher a new one. These teachers have absolutely no right to bring their personal feelings into a classroom. You're there to teach math, English, science, whatever it may be, not politics, not ideology, not critical race theory, none of that garbage. Anything that you watch on a TV set at home should never make it into a classroom.
Come back here in a year's time and tell me how things are. Give it a year. Hell, give it 6 months. Tell me how things are in 6 months. I'm very interested to see what you think.
Oh, what? Your friend or family member got deported by ICE? How did you vote again? Green Party? Oh, baby, this is directly your fault. You can't be sad. You're the one who got your friend deported. You did this. You voted for this.
It's been, what? It's been like 2 weeks? I mean, 2 weeks. I'm done. You want to talk about regretting your vote? In 2 weeks, I went from the highest high to being unemployed. Lost my job last night, got a phone call. The repercussions of what Elon Musk are doing with the USAID has real repercussions for real people. For the last 7 years, I have been a shift lead on Project Bus, where we studied to find out if the wheels on the bus went round around or not. And all of a sudden, Elon, who's not even elected, gets in, and I'm out of a job. What do I tell my family? What do I tell my kids? This isn't a joke. This USAID stuff is not a joke, man. It's affecting real people. And the worst part is, what if we never figure out if in fact the wheels on the bus do go round and round? Does nobody care?
All right, so guys, right off the bat, that clip is satire. He is not a whiny liberal man. He is actually a very proud MAGA supporter. This is what's been going on lately, though, with the whole hashtag leaving MAGA and what's also known as FAFO season. These are the type of clips. They're all over the place. Well, I won't say all over the place. There's not as many of them actually as you think. But there is many clips of liberal men and liberal women claiming that there's a whole bunch of clips all over the place of people leaving MAGA and begging forgiveness, and they find reasons why they can't play you the clip. That I have a clip of somebody that I'll be putting in a future video, finding a reason why she can't play the clip for you because she didn't think it was deserving. There's a whole bunch of BS out there. Clips like this that are satire, other clips that are cut and taken out of context, just like what they've done to Trump with the mainstream media. Like the liberals are doing it with clips of MAGA voters. They'll just snip out a sentence to make it look like, hey, yeah, this person's leaving MAGA. I, to date still, have only found one authentic clip of a young Mexican girl that said she regretted her vote. Other ones, which I'll be showing you guys in an upcoming video, are legitimately Democrats, liberals, either acting out the part, and there's ways that you can tell this when you're experienced enough with floating on TikTok. You can tell when an account's what it's there for and how long it's been there for. And other clips that, as I said, were just cut and taken out of context, or in some of these YouTube videos that I've come across with this, it's proud MAGA supporters that are literally legit, like happy what's going on. I don't even know why those clips are in these videos. And other ones are Democrats. I don't know why I keep saying Democrats tonight. It's from watching the news cycle. Liberals, left-leaning, far left-leaning individuals that are literally just bitching about Trump, and somehow that makes it into a FAFO season video. So there is going to be some fun stuff that I'm going to debunk. I was going to try and actually do the video tonight, but I'm really not done with it yet because I'm still trying to track down who some of these people are. I want to actually find a few more of their TikToks to pretty much will debunk them to present you guys with the video. I want to try and do 100%. I don't want to do like an 80 or 75% video. So that'll be coming up. Keep an eye out for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Besides that, I got one more clip for you, and wouldn't be a Whining Liberal Men video if we didn't bring in our good old buddy Trauma Bear. He's always got something to say. Like, comment, subscribe if you guys are new, and I'll see you guys very shortly in another one.
Don't you ever fucking have sympathy for a Trump supporter. As they begin to cry and whine and do all this shit over the years like they're doing right now, remember, Trump ran on a platform of hate, and they thought it was a good idea. The way to get Trump supporters to cheer is to spew hatred. The way to get Kamala Harris supporters to cheer is to spew love and equality. Remember that. Every single thing that Trump promised, every single thing involved hating somebody different than you. And all of those people were okay with it who supported it. Whatever happens to them, they deserve it. Whatever terrible shit goes on, don't you ever fucking help them. And don't let somebody gaslight you into thinking both sides are the same. Yeah, politicians are fucking corrupt. One side's a politician is like, hey, I'm going to take money, but I still want to help the general populace because I have some type of moral compass. The other side's like, I'm going to take money, and I also think that human rights should be taken away as well. It's not the fucking same. I can hear a Trump supporter's stomach growl knowing they don't have money to afford food because of what they voted for. And I'll take everybody to a buffet that's around them, and when we're done, walk past their ass blowing my food ass breath in their mouth as I go home. Fuck is you talking about?